Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for checking out the video. Southside Braves here, and today for you, I got episode 2 of Outer Worlds. Once again, a game that I really wanted to play when it first came out. Never really got the chance to do so, and now it's been a very long time in between part 1 and part 2. But I am back to playing it, looking forward to it, and we're going to jump into it. So let's try to remember what the heck we were doing. Okay. So, get gravesite fees and find a power regulator. Okay, so either way, we gotta go into this city. I think. Oh, trying to remember buttons here. Thought there was a way I could completely put my guns away. Wasn't there? Maybe not. Oh, I didn't mean to use one of those. Alright, dash. That's still time. Okay. Killed everything here. Good D-pad. Again, just trying to learn buttons real quick. Relearn the game. Again, it's been a minute. I do remember I actually thought melee was pretty solid in the first episode. Just running around with a sword, because why not? Alright, what up? We talked to him. He's the guy that told us to get the gravesite fees. I think we walked into town and then left so we could go save at our ship. Because again, we're on the hard difficulty. Like the hardest, I forget what it's called in this, but... Alright, into Edgewater. I really hope I don't need to put my weapon away. I don't remember how this game works with that. Let's see the map. Hitting all the wrong buttons. Okay. There we go. Okay. Alright. Gonna head in here. Oh yeah, Saltuna. Everyone kept mentioning the Saltuna. Kind of a weird place. No one's here. Blah blah blah. Sick leave. You consider it working. Okay. Nothing of importance that I learned there. I mean, there's no one here. I could just. Don't really see it. Ooh. That I am gonna take. I'm gonna steal some ammo. Elevator music.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Sounds like their conversation's over.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
I'll wait until you're
You were
finished.
saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I think you have the wrong idea about me.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
I don't plan on staying long.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
What sort of help do you
The sort
need?
of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the midst of a difficulty, the resolution of which requires a third party. You. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant. Power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that.
Yeah, when you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Tell me what I need to do.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How will I recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
These workers must have town for a reason.
Me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Sure, I can use company.
I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. Alright, so we got a companion. Characters that join, they can provide combat support, skills, enhance my skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You can unlock special companion combat abilities with their inspiration skill. Okay. Some people may require completing their quests before they will assist you. Alright. So, got that one there. But We have this, which is here in town. Yeah. And I assume that. Okay. Does she? Yeah. Okay, she's with me. Okay. What up?
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk.
Huh.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Got a sec?
Sure.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Figures. Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
He ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Did you know this Adelaide Reed mentioned?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place.
Can't leave it at that. Why were Reed and Adelaide arguing?
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
How well do you know the deserters? You worked with them? You were friends or what?
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Where would I find him?
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Alright, let's get going then. Let's go speak to the vicar. Why do I have 3? I'm a little confused why I have 3 marks. Oh, those are just ways out of town, aren't they? This is probably the vicar over here, so we'll go talk to him.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
Little toss ball. Poverty wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Fix the geothermal plant.
That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
What are your advice?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Sounds like I've got my work cut out for me. Thank you for your time.
If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Handsome sum, you say? Tell me more.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
I'll need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to this.
It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Okay. Alright. Hate having stars on here, so let's get rid of those. So, delivery's message, we gotta leave. I assume that's not in town. That's way out of there. Alright, so let's do this while we're here. Before we leave town, we'll knock out this one. So I'm guessing I need to do what Reed wants to get a power thing for my ship. Again, I don't think I'm supposed to be talking about the ship, so I'm avoiding that.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
This dude is, not doing well. want to tell me what's got you so nervous?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
I'm here to collect your gravesite fees.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Told me everything. How long did you think he'd keep a secret like that?
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
Sure, that's all very tragic and heartbreaking. Pay me so I can get out of here.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
Depends on what you need.
Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Not so fast. I've got some questions.
I'll do what I can.
Why can't you just buy the medicine if you're going to pay me?
Tried medicating myself with Adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
In other words, the company won't treat you because you're already sick.
More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
I assume there are guards.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
What can you tell me about these
I
marauders?
have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
I've heard.
So you'll do it then?
I'll do it.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Anything I should know about this community center?
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
Taking an awful risk, trust me, you know.
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
I'll leave you be.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
What do you want?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
He's got symptoms of something. You're saying it's psychosomatic?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
What do you need it for?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
Let me worry about that.
Alright. Here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Abernathy's paying me for my trouble. Can you match his offer?
I'm paid better than Abernathy. Whatever he's giving you, I will do you one better.
I'll think about it.
That's all I can ask of you.
You're tired, you need sleep. In supernova difficulty, you must sleep on your ship every day to prevent exhaustion. Without sleep, your exhaustion will get worse over time in 4 stages, eventually death. Yep. Not that tired. I see it up there. Doing okay. Is there a better way to look at it? Why are a bunch of my skills down? Oh, 'cause I'm thirsty. Okay. Do I have anything to drink? I don't remember what I have. Alright, let's go to the cantina, get something to drink.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk had...
I don't know you.
Alex Hawthorne, captain of the Unreliable.
Uh-huh. The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hard-working company folk here.
And what a fine establishment it is.
You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand.
Fine by me. Let's see what's on tap.
Coming right up.
Skill is equal to the value of your best dialogue skill and is used to negotiate prices. Buying from vendors. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to... Okay. I think I just want some water. %2 discount? How do I buy it? I don't have any money. Okay, can I sell? Actually, let me try to drink this. That help at all? Nope, not really. Alright.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any visitors. Plague got you feeling woozy? Get yourself boozy with Spacer's Choice.
What a great jingle. Just felt like chatting.
Go ahead.
What's your
I
story?
don't see how that's any of your business.
I'm not trying to judge you, just curious.
You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. But I don't have a story to share. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? That was a wild fancy. Glad I disabused myself.
You had a dream of being a scientist. What happened?
What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming? I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So I did the right thing and worked the life I was always meant to live. Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you gonna pay your tab? And would you like another round of cold, refreshing Zero-G?
Asking questions is the foundation of science. The best scientists ask too many.
Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Don't need you putting it back in my head. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice put me where I belong, and for that, I am grateful.
Sounds like Spacer's Choice took care of you.
They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. This is where I belong.
You've been scrubbing dishes all your life?
What's wrong with that? It's good, honest work. Pots and pans don't scrub themselves. Glasses don't fill themselves either. Unless you're in Byzantium. I hear everything's automated there. Not that I'll ever find out.
Thanks for the story.
Not so fast. I told you about my life. Your turn to tell me about yours. So, what's your story?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
That right? Prove it.
An alien spirit of pure aether inhabiting a human body to learn about your kind.
Oof. You knocked your head in the cannery, didn't you? Injuries come out of everyone's pay. Says so right there in your contract. So, you want to tell me what your story really is?
Yeah, why not? She's gonna think I'm kidding again, right? A crazy scientist stranded me on this planet with no way out other than a broken down ship.
Sounds as if you've been keeping questionable company. Or spinning a tale? You're right. I don't believe you. I'd advise you to keep that story unsaid. Don't want people thinking you're a loon. Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum. Coming right up.
Alright, let's get a drink. Why is only a 1% discount now? What? Wait, I want to see if my inventory, what it's showing. Okay, yeah, so it's not showing what I have equipped. Okay, so I can get rid of those.
We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Spacer's Choice. Go ahead.
Alright, let's try to flirt with her some more. You asked me about myself.
Suppose I did. Ready to talk about it?
Still trying to figure that out myself.
What's there to figure out? Stands to reason you work for a company. You ain't Spacer's Choice. Could be you're with Auntie Cleo.
That's right, I'm an anti-Cleo worker.
Don't see what a Cleo worker's doing in Spacer country. Trying to eyeball the competition, are we? Well, good luck trying to figure yourself out. Sounds like you'll need it.
I'll have a drink.
Coming right up.
Alright, so now I know I can sell that. Hopefully I should be able to buy some water. Buy 1 water. Alright.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs.
Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I can show you my hands.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Silas sent me to collect your dues.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you're broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
I don't care. Pay up.
With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Hang on. Medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
Just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Much obliged.
Okay. So what does it say now for that? Okay, so we'll mention it to Silas. Okay. The map. Okay. So one more guy in town, then we'll go talk to Silas. So this episode's been a bunch of talking. I mean, early game in a game like this is going to be... And I like dialogue. I like hearing the game's got in that aspect, so... if you found this episode boring, next one should start getting some fighting going on, so... Don't think I'm going to the right spot here. Nope. Didn't mean to come here. My bad. Bye. Trying to go right there. Okay, here we go. This is where I'm trying to be.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Gravesite fees. I'm here to collect.
Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
It's kind of you, I
I
guess.
could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said this guy shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
Must be tough losing family.
Eugene wasn't family.
I thought you said you were his closest living relative.
Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
What are they going to do? Arrest his corpse?
When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
Would have, you didn't?
Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
I'll let you get back to work. Okay. So we gotta go talk to Silas. Yeah, everything else is out of time. Alright, so let's go talk to Silas. There's nothing in there. Hoping to steal a drink because I'm still thirsty. Thirsty and tired. Alright, so we're gonna go talk to Silas, the Gravedigger, who gave us this quest. Yeah, so again, ton of dialogue this episode. Hopefully, some people enjoy that, because like I said, I do. I enjoy the talking aspect of the game.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this fella.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss.
What are you talking about, Silas?
Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
Hey, about the fees you wanted.
You run into any trouble?
Conrad says he can't afford to pay.
Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room.
Are you suggesting extortion?
That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
I'll take a look. Alright, I think before I head back in there, though, let's go deal with this one outside of town. I think we're going to try to get these gravesite fees, head back to the ship, sleep, and save and call it an episode, probably. And like I said, next one probably will involve us leaving town and a little bit more fighting action. And as I break my leg.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
What are you babbling about?
The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
Silas sent me. You owe him your gravesite fees.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
He sure did, and he's asking for a little extra to furnish the resistance with mechanical repellents.
Mechanical repellent? A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Here, I've been saving up a couple of bits for just such a project.
Thank you. Got a question for you.
Go on.
What do you have against mechanicals?
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars.
Pretty sure that's what they're programmed to do.
Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
Your resistance needed another gun. I'm for hire.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saltuna cans, mostly. Some Spacer's chaw. Few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Proper armies pay enlistment fees.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
Dang. I'm getting a bunch of money out of this guy. What do you need done?
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. The scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
If I'm going after this mechanical scout, I could use a couple pointers.
Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
I'll let you be. Where's that at? Okay, it's right over there. I'm gonna finish off this one first, and we'll deal with the mechanical scout as the first thing for next episode. That's what we'll do to start off next one. Go deal with that mechanical scout. Alright, that guy gave me some money, so I can probably afford another drink. So let's go try to flirt with the bartender one more time.
You tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
Every time we come here, we're going to try to flirt with her. Just because I feel like it. I'm wondering if you knew anything about the Hope.
The Hope? No, I've never mixed a drink by that name. I could get you a rum and something if you like. Wait, no, never mind. We're all out of something.
I guess this means you never heard of anybody from the Hope.
Yeah, I got vague recollections of some folklore about a mysterious colony ship.
It's not folklore. I'm from the Hope.
You feeling a bit flushed? Look, why don't you go set yourself down in the corner before you get all tangle-footed?
Not drunk. I just want to know if anybody else made it off the Hope.
Then pretend you're drunk. Sober folk don't talk the way you are. Not unless they're looking for a trip to Tartarus. The Hope's folklore, all right? 60, 70-year-old folklore by now. The board don't approve of spreading seditious rumors and falsehoods. You're inviting trouble talking that way, and I don't want a part of it.
Sounds scared.
Look, either shut your gob or stick a drink in it. We're done talking about this.
Whatever. Get me a drink.
Coming right up.
Could have gone better. Yep, by both the waters. I want to try to see how much this actually makes it go up. Oh, we're good now. We're not thirsty anymore. What do you got back here? Receptionist shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call. It's going to ruin it. Okay, so he's the reason that didn't get out. That he shot himself. Okay.
What can I do for you?
You sound like you've had some training. I know a thing or two about medicine.
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor?
Only if you use the term doctor loosely.
I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene.
Know about Eugene. Why not use his teeth as collateral for your gravesite fees?
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I
love this show, Psych. I'm going to pretend to be Psych.
Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Sure he won't miss them.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees.
Are you sure about this?
I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Told Eugene killed himself. What happened?
Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life.
The town never had to pay a penalty.
We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Goodbye. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen the show Psych, you should watch it. One of my all-time favorite shows. Those don't look fun to fight. Well, let's talk to Silas. Finish off this quest. Go take a nap in our ship. And call it a day.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit?
Hey, about the fees you wanted.
Into any trouble?
I'm all done. Paperwork, fees, and signatures.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
I went out of my way.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Hoping for something more tangible.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Got a question for you.
Yeah?
Have you heard any news about the Hope?
The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking?
Let's change the subject.
Something I can do for you?
We need to talk about Eugene.
Yeah? What about him?
I read a letter from Phyllis, she mentioned digging up for his gold teeth.
Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we was supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away, vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead.
I'll keep an eye out for them then, I guess.
Let me know if you find anything.
See you around. Hey, I'm level 3. Okay, so skills. What is it? Every 10 is important? I don't know, every 20. Okay. I have 10. So I can't get anything to 40. Let's get some to 20. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of leadership. Do science. Nah. Let's do melee. Oh wait, no. I can't get, yeah, let's do a little bit of science, I guess. What does that give me? Improve your weapons and armor in the workbench. Okay. And last 2. We're just gonna throw in tech as well. Yeah, why not? Okay, don't get a new perk. Every even level is when you get perks. Okay. Reputation with Spacer's Choice is neutral. Okay. Cool. Alright, and now we're gonna fast travel to the ship, because I believe I can do that, right? We're gonna go take a nap. Let's find my bed in here. Is this the bed?
If your equipment is in need of repair.
So, I mean, yeah, let's just sleep for 8 hours.
Or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Should you just stand here and watch me sleep? A weirdo.
Something you need?
Notice you mentioned your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
You mean she's dead?
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Got along well with your dad. You might not have with your mother.
Could be. Reckon I'll never know.
Oh, I guess she knows about the ship, so... Where can I find a power regulator? I need one big enough for a ship.
Like one that flies about the Aether? That's a tall order. I guess the generator that powers Bess? I mean, the cannery. If you turn on the thermal plant like Mr. Thompson wants, we can shut down the generator. Then it'd be safe to yank the regulator.
You mentioned something earlier I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
In the bar, you asked if I was a drinker.
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
I'm gonna guess you're not a drinker yourself.
Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. Sorry.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it, I'm happy to listen.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Said the mission was too clean. Isn't this what church supposed to be?
But Vicar says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicar sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
You're a mechanic. Whenever you see a machine, it needs fixing.
Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
Let's get back to it. Oh, I'm hungry now. Hungry and thirsty. Ooh, a workbench. Okay, so I can upgrade stuff now, right? Install mod. Yeah, okay. I don't have any mods. Okay. Either way, we're going to end the episode there. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, I know it's a ton of dialogue this episode. I like that stuff. Some of you might not. If you like more of the action and the fighting and stuff, come back next time. We should start seeing more of that as I get into further missions. But yeah, this game's a ton of dialogue and stuff, so hopefully it's not too big a problem. Feel free to like and subscribe if you did enjoy, or if you're looking forward to future videos. And come back next week for episode 3. Yeah, I'll see you all then. Hope you all have a good night. Bye.